YouTube, it's Kat from On the Balcony with Kat. Sorry this update is so late, but I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I'm narcoleptic, which is a type of sleeping disorder. And every now and then it goes into what's called a hypersomnia stage, where pretty much I wind up sleeping anywhere from 12 to 14 hours a day, and it's kind of uncontrollable. And sadly, lately, I've hit one of these stages, so I get up in the morning, I'm awake for maybe half an hour, and then I have to go back to bed because I cannot stay awake. Needless to say, this does kind of disrupt a few things, like getting anything meaningful done during the day. So I really haven't been able to do much of anything, including updates. So, sorry for all of that, but this will happen periodically. Luckily enough, these stages aren't very often with me and don't last more than a couple of weeks usually. So, hopefully this one's nearing its finishing stage. But anyway, thought I'd give you an update. As you can probably see, my tomato plant, my Red Robin cherry tomato, is kind of covered now in cherry tomatoes all the way up to the top. I've actually harvested one. These over here are actually ripening, but aren't ripe yet. But the one that was ripe and very tasty, although it was still a little firm. I think I should have left it ripen for a couple more days. But I really enjoyed the flavor and will probably be growing these again, regardless of the problems that I had growing these this year. For a determinate tomato, this has been surprisingly prolific in the area of blossoms. Once it decided to bloom, it has been blooming non-stop. There are flowers everywhere still, and it just keeps going. So I've no idea, but it's a good little tomato, and that's the Red Robin cherry tomato, dwarf cherry tomato. So there you go. Let's see if I can turn around here. My beans are gone. Only thing left now in there is the mouse melons, because what I thought was a blight, I actually researched online and found exact pictures of what I was experiencing with my beans, and it turned out to be spider mites, and I just hadn't seen them. But by the time I figured out what it was, they had already been so devastated that I just decided to go ahead and remove them. Which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, you know, hey, I got a lot of good beans out of them. Rearranging a few things at the moment. I moved my radishes over here in the corner because I think it's the fact that they don't get enough sunlight where I had them that's making them continue to stay long and leggy and not really bulb out or anything. As you can see, the one in the middle, which is the Spanish black radish, is the one that's growing the most at the moment. Although I do have one of the, what is it? Watermelon radishes that has leafed out a bit more. Still not bulbing out, and they're long past their point where they should have, but, you know, hey, whatever. I'm gonna let it go and see where it goes from there. Trying to do a little bit of cleanup, and I lost the raspberry plant that was in that corner due to spider mites. They just kind of chewed it down and destroyed it. So that was it. But the other one is still growing strong. But I'm trying to clean up and reorganize here for the fall. Sadly, I didn't get my planning in appropriately ahead of time. So I might not be doing much of anything for the fall growing season other than just maintaining what I've still got growing out here and seeing how to bed them down, rearrange the ones that I'm going to try and keep growing through the winter. I did wind up having to chop back my Traveler strain jalapeno. Hang on, let's see if I can't get a better look at that. Okay, that's a little bit better. I did wind up having to chop that back pretty heavily due to the spider mite issues because they had gotten all over everything. But it's coming back, and I'm hoping I'll probably be overwintering it inside and hoping for peppers from it next year, because I don't think I'm going to get any this year. Down here I have lemon seedlings that I had brought outside. Those are going to have to go back inside also for the winter, but at the moment they still seem to be doing pretty good out here, so it's not a problem. I've got 3 of those. I think they're Meyer lemons, but they might not be, so who knows. I'm going to have to wait and see how those turn out as they grow. Yeah, so it's mostly maintenance at this point and trying to figure out how and where to shift things around. So, let's see. There's the other raspberry plant that's growing pretty well. I definitely need to figure out a way to cut down the clutter on this balcony so I can move things around a little easier. Hang on, I'm going to move you around. Down here is a black raspberry, or I should say blackberry plant, not black raspberry, that is actually doing pretty well. It was given to me by a friend, and it surprisingly took off, so that one's doing well. One of the vines, like I said before, did die off, but that one has come back quite well. Sorry about the bumpiness. My small dwarf pomegranate seedlings all still growing fairly well. I still need to pot up my blueberries though. Still need to pot them up. So I'm going to try and do that. Maybe wind up moving them indoors for the winter, depending on how that goes, to try and just give them some time to root well and give them a little better shot at surviving. Whatever the chewer was, it seems to be gone, but it's still, yeah, did a lot of damage. I did lose one of my mint plants that was next to it there. Don't know if you can see that. One of them just kind of died back. I don't know what happened. The other one's still growing, though, so who knows. My worms in my worm bin are doing well. I think I've been overfeeding them, but I am finding quite a few of them still, and they seem to be doing well and happy. I'm hoping they'll make it through the winter as well. So, but, yep, that's why this update's been a bit late, and why there's not really much to it. I really haven't had a lot of time to do much of anything. My poor, sad Traveler strain jalapeno that I had to hack back, but as you can see, it is growing, coming back. So, I think it's mostly wind down time for me since I didn't plan properly for fall planting. And it's a bit late to be trying to do that now, so I'm just going to do more maintaining and try to work more when I can without sleeping through it on getting my craft room cleaned up, cleared out, and prepped for a grow room, because that's where, well, some of my stuff's going to be going when I start pulling it indoors for the winter. So that's that. Thanks much for watching. Please share and subscribe. Take care, and I hope all your gardens are growing well.